Zhang Chen laughs mockingly, gripping his dark blade with confidence. He dismisses the enemy's assumptions, saying his system isn't dark at all. Then he turns to Zojia, the Lord of the Netherworld, and casually asks what he thinks about someone invoking the Netherworld in front of him. Zojia responds bluntly, "It's not okay." With a burst of power, Zojia is summoned. He dives at the monk, Zhang Chen encouraging him to take a bite, even if the target is of poor quality. The monk panics at the sudden assault from a force beyond comprehension. The creature's presence overwhelms the monk. Eyes wide with terror, he realizes this isn't mere darkness, it's something far more terrifying. The aura feels like hell itself, a force that devours reason and radiates pure dread. In a desperate attempt to survive, the monk activates the golden light mantra to shield his body. But the monstrous force pierces through with brutal momentum, threatening to shatter even the divine protection. Zhang Chen roars with fury, summoning the power of 6 million miasma to merge into his devastating attack. The Spear of Hades forms behind him, swirling with violent red energy as he launches it forward. The spear pierces through one of the enemies, impaling him with unstoppable force. The man screams in agony as blood erupts from his chest. His ally cries out in horror, calling his name Sharma, realizing he's already too late to help. The spear continues its rampage, arcing violently toward the next target, Park Yeon-jin. Chaos breaks loose on the battlefield as allies shout in panic, urging each other to keep fighting and stop the onslaught. Park Yeon-jin braces herself, activating her powers to intercept the incoming threat. She urges her allies to regroup and restrain Zhang Chen quickly, warning that if they fail, the lightning system might spiral out of control along with everything else. A wave of panic spreads as one of the commanders struggles to maintain control over the 9-winged miasma. His power begins to falter under the pressure, and he shouts for someone to act before the miasma completely spirals out of control. Suddenly, a squad of armored knights on flaming horses charges in with explosive force. Their leader gives the order, and Zhang Chen, taken aback by the sight, questions their identity in disbelief. "Knights?" As the knights close in, a commanding voice tells Zojia to withdraw 5 million miasma units from the fusion. Zojia obeys instantly, addressing him as "Father." Without slowing down, the knights resume their charge toward the battlefield. Zhang Chen activates his divine elephant prison body once more. With blazing energy surrounding him, he braces for the next collision. Twin blades of glowing force pierce forward as he prepares for the knights' assault. Zhang Chen stands his ground as the knights charge with full force. Despite their speed and power, their attacks have no effect on him. One of them exclaims in disbelief, unable to understand what kind of monstrous physique they're up against. With fiery determination in his eyes, Zhang Chen mocks their strength. He questions whether they even ate before coming to battle. Recalling their past, he reveals knowledge of the Knights Templars' history and taunts them for returning after 4 centuries. Zhang Chen unleashes a powerful attack, striking with immense fury. He reminds them that 3 of their 8th-ranked cardinals fell at Great Zia's border. This time, he threatens to take the battle to their doorstep, the Vatican. The ground trembles from the sheer force of Zhang Chen's punch. One of the knights warns that they must avoid close combat at all costs. In desperation, they call upon great god Sedo, urging him to finally step into the fight. A strange dark aura begins to encircle Zhang Chen. He feels the disturbance and immediately recognizes the source. It's Sedo's curse. Zhang Chen calls upon his powerful ally once more. Standing tall before the radiant figure of Grandpa Tree, he commands it to tear Sedo apart. Sedo, observing from a distance, is visibly shaken. His curse had no effect. Confused and worried, he reevaluates his approach. He realizes that if he can't defeat Zhang Chen with a single strike, he might not get another chance, and that puts him in grave danger. Zhang Chen narrows his eyes, reading the shift in strategy. He knows Sedo will change tactics in the next engagement. To avoid being flanked or outplayed, he makes a swift decision: he must end this battle before Sedo adapts. Zhang stands atop a massive, dark beast cloaked in blue flames, his powerful summon, Zojia, a 9th-level nether demon. With confident resolve, he acknowledges his father's request has been fulfilled. Watching the emergence of the fearsome creature, Sedo reacts with urgency. Realizing the threat has surfaced, he calls out to Dishus, commanding immediate action before it's too late. Dishus, already prepared, raises his arm to the sky and channels a blinding divine force. His entire body glows with radiant energy as he unleashes the technique known as Holy Light Folding. As the light expands, it targets the demonic entity. With a fierce outcry, Dishus names the attack's purpose Nasted and Isolate, locking onto the beast with the intent to seal or suppress it completely. The 9th level Nether Demon, enraged and trapped, roars violently as Zhang Chen commands it to break free from the spatial seal. Despite its strength, the sealing force begins to take effect. Even Zhang Chen is taken aback as the mighty demon falters under its influence. The knights advance, using a powerful formation that momentarily suppresses the beast. With no time to waste, Zhang Chen charges into battle. He decides to eliminate the interfering knights first and unleashes his devastating martial art Divine Elephant Prison Fist aimed directly at the frontline attacker. One of the knights makes a desperate decision. He prepares to sacrifice his holy weapon and uses a high-level technique evolved mirror image to dodge and counter Zhang Chen's overwhelming assault. Zhang Chen's powerful punch collides with a mirrored barrier, but instead of breaking through, the force is redirected. Caught off guard, Zhang Chen is slammed to the ground by the rebound. The energy explosion surrounds him as he grits through the impact. Realizing the truth, Zhang Chen identifies the knight's strategy. They're using a special mirror to reflect direct attacks. He understands he must shift tactics, as frontal assaults are useless, and there's no cover to hide his movements. A smirk forms as one of the knights prepares a counter. Confidently, he prepares to strike with the same technique Zhang used earlier, Divine Elephant Prison Fist, turning the tide with Zhang's own move. From a distance, Park Yeon-jin observes a crimson vortex retreating after summoning the power of 6 million beetles. Believing the threat has passed, she relaxes, relieved that the spear retreated. Meanwhile, Zhang Chen charges forward again with Divine Elephant Prison Fist. The knight, still confident in the mirror's counter, mocks his recklessness, warning that the attack will backfire fatally. Zhang's punch lands, but it's unusually soft. Confused, the knight questions the sudden weakness, unaware of the trap behind the restrained force. Before he can react, the redirected mirror catches a dark energy blast from behind. Chaos erupts as his allies scream in agony, caught in the attack meant for Zhang. The knight realizes too late it was a calculated feint. Just when the knight assumes victory, Zhang Chen reveals he isn't finished. With red energy surging around him, he launches a surprise strike at the mirror from behind, completely bypassing its counter mechanism. The mirror shatters instantly, unable to reflect attacks from the rear. Zhang Chen seizes this opening, landing a critical blow that stuns the mounted enemy. Analyzing the situation, Zhang realizes the spear's material is directly tied to its wielder's physical state. With the enemy's body weakened, this is the perfect moment to launch a decisive attack. Suddenly, a massive skull-shaped curse descends upon Zhang. His senses begin to dull, and he can no longer feel anything. Surrounded by ominous energy, Zhang Chen suddenly emits a bright glow. As he examines the light in his hand, he's stunned to discover the strand of faith has triggered passively. The earlier attack must have been powerful enough to invoke it without his intent. Hidden behind a nearby rock, Sedo watches in disbelief. He's shocked that Zhang Chen is still standing after everything, and begins to wonder if the boy still has another secret weapon. Fueled by rage and memories of those he vowed to protect, Zhang Chen launches himself into the air. With a powerful strike, he calls forth the Spear of Hades, channeling his wrath into one final, deadly blow. Park Yeon-jin is targeted midair as a dark spear tears through the sky. The attackers urgently command their forces to eliminate the Ghost Country assassin first and cancel the Thunder element to regain control of the battle. From a cliff, Zhang Chen's father furiously commands Zojia to stop holding back and unleash all his summoned beasts. He threatens to cut off their food supply if they continue slacking, leaving Zhang frustrated that he's been caught. Without hesitation, Zhang's summoned creatures rush forward in a massive wave. The enemy trapped inside a purple barrier prepares to defend, but the overwhelming force is too much to handle. As a last resort, Kato initiates a deadly technique, Soul Ignition. Declaring his loyalty to Sedo and the Sakura Kingdom, he sacrifices his life in one final attack, hoping to destroy everything with him.
This is the end of the video. If you guys want to see the next part, then don't forget to subscribe and like the video.